Good morning from day 165. Just whispering because there are a fair few people stealth camping down around here. So I think I'm probably past the majority of them now, but you never know. So ended up doing like another 4 miles last night because there were no stealth sites or suitable stealth sites, in my opinion, on the mountain. And so I camped down fairly close to the water, gave my feet a soak last night, and nearly got eaten alive by mozzies, but you know, slept pretty well. But it was in a place where I had no cell service, so I have no idea what the weather forecast is for today, if it's changed from yesterday. So yesterday it was saying that the weather forecast today was chance of severe storms, 80% chance of rain. So yeah, not ideal, especially when you factor in that, in theory, I'd love to be able to push up and over the saddlebacks today. So saddlebacks are like a linked pair of mountains, Saddleback and I think Horn. Sorry, try not to die on this little rock scramble straight away. Yeah, so it's exposed ridgeline for a few miles up there, and it warns about, you know, if the weather's bad, it might have to turn back. Now, if there are extreme storms, then obviously I may not get up and over, at which point I'll probably lay up at maybe 17, 18 miles. If the weather's okay, then maybe I'll push like 20, 22, I think it's 22 or 23 miles to a campsite just on the far side. But I won't know that until I'm closer. But as soon as I get some cell service, then I'll check weather to see what it's saying in terms of, you know, does it look like it's going to be worse. But for now, as seems traditional, I'm starting the day with a more or less straight up. So I think it's something like 800 feet in, around a mile. It's not crazy, but good way to warm up the legs. Okay, I'll clue you in once I get more of an idea what's going on and show you what I see. But for now, as always, happy hiking. So most of the way up the first hill to a road where the trail goes up over there, but there is also a bench. Why is there a bench? Because look at this, pretty spectacular. Looking. Yeah, that's stunning. Sorry, I'm not sure why I'm still recording, but yeah, beautiful. Oh, there was also apparently trail magic here at one point, but it's totally empty. Whew. This is just stunningly beautiful. Hey, and I feel real lucky because obviously, in theory, it's supposed to be raining today, but I might not have seen all of this. Whew. Stunning. And then here, so it goes through. Hello. Hiking sucks. Whew. That out there is Moxie Pond. Apparently there's not really a way to get down to it. It's pretty beautiful seeing it through the trees. Had a good scan at the far shorelines, couldn't see any moose. Yeah. Beautiful. Wow. Huge pond or lake. Look at this. Looks like some sort of visitor centre or something over there. Very cool. So, rethinking plans. So sounds like there's thunderstorms, like almost certainly expected later this afternoon and this evening. So rather than going crazy and trying to push up and over Saddleback, or even tenting on the side of Saddleback, which is one of my thoughts, I think I'm just gonna head to, I think it's Piazza shelter, which is a very popular shelter apparently, and kind of lay up in there, and just, you know, stay dry, rest the legs up for a push over Saddleback tomorrow, hopefully in the dry. Okay, really not sure what's going on with the hair there, but now, as always, the plans are totally subject to change, and we'll see, but that's where I'm kind of leaning at the moment, because I'm not really wet. My tent had a bit of rain on it last night, but it's fine. They are talking potentially up to like half an inch of rainfall tonight. So yeah, maybe in a shelter, staying totally dry, or hopefully totally dry, is the call. And then I've got basically a 2-day push from there to do maybe 30 miles, something like that, into the main roadhouse where I've got a private room booked in. A little splurge, just because why not? Running out of places to stay as the trail becomes more and more remote towards the end, and I've heard great things about the main roadhouse. So I figured I'd jump in there. But again, everything's subject to change except the main roadhouse. I've booked that in, so I will be there on Wednesday night unless something drastically changes, and maybe then I'll delay until Thursday. But yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully that'll work out. But yeah, feeling pretty good. It is 9:23. I've done nearly 7 miles, and Piazza I think is like another 10 miles or something similar to that. So I may chill my pace a bit. There's potentially canoeing. So yeah, been showing you some of these ponds. So I'm just watching my footing here as I navigate this bog. Yeah. So I've been showing you some of these ponds, and there are apparently, according to some of the Sobos I've spoken to, canoes at some of these ponds. So I might be tempted to take a little canoe break, drift out on the pond a little bit, and see what takes me. Especially, like I say, as a maybe having a relatively or a shorter day than I had anticipated. The other side, though, is that maybe I want to get to the shelter and get myself a spot. Yeah. Again, worst case scenario, I could always tent. So, but yeah. Anyway, we'll see. So I'm just stopping by the side of this pond for some second breakfast. It's just coming for 10:30. But semi tempted to see if I take the canoe out for a little bit, just chill on the pond. We'll see. Okay, I've decided against taking the canoe out. One, it's a big canoe and I don't really fancy schlepping it around on my own. But secondly, checking the weather. It does look as if rain's coming in. Like maybe not till this afternoon, like till later, 6 o'clock-ish. But it looks like it's going to be pretty heavy. So maybe up to 3/4 of an inch going to dump down on us. So I am keen to go and grab a spot in the shelter, which is in like 6.5 miles. So yeah, it's early, so I should be okay if I can get there. But yeah, I want to push on. Okay, I've made it down to ME4, and I got my hopes up, but no, they're all empty. Sad times. There's almost nothing more soul crushing than seeing potential trail magic and then not having it. But thank you to whoever dropped them, and I'm sure whoever did drink them enjoyed. Some benches, please leave for hikers' use. Yeah, not that comfortable. But that could be because my ass is just bony these days, like no fat in it, which I guess is good, but also ouch. Anyway, I got like a couple of miles to the shelter, so I'm not going to loiter around in the parking lot hoping for trail magic. On we go. This is pretty cool. The bridge goes over. And then, yeah, nice. Beautiful. So this is the shelter. Well, this is technically not the shelter. This is the privy. And much as I don't really want to show you, this is a 2-seater with a crib board in the middle. So if you were so inclined, you could come and poop with your bestie or with a total stranger. Yeah, that's a decision point right there. I think that's a level of closeness that not everyone has. But maybe it's a level of closeness everyone aspires to out here on trail. Yikes. Yeah, so this is the shelter, and I gotta say I love the clear that give you the extra, like, make it stay light in here. That's amazing. So yeah, Now normally, you know, again, it's not quite 2 o'clock, and normally I would probably just stop for some lunch and push on, but there is rain scheduled, and then a lot of rain tonight, and the next shelter is not for like 8 miles, so I don't feel like pushing that crazy today. So I'm just going to hunker down here and maybe have a little afternoon nap and go and check out. I think there's a pond somewhere around here, so we'll see. Anyway, bye.